Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, February 11th. A very active weather pattern for the next week or so here in the Mid-Atlantic region. We have two powerful Arctic frontal systems moving our way. One arrives later tomorrow night. It produces some snow shower activity in much of the Mid-Atlantic region, and then bitterly cold air will arrive late tomorrow night into the day on Friday. Friday, a very cold day indeed, with very low wind chill values as well. Then, right on its heels, a second Arctic frontal system will approach with a clipper system late Saturday into Saturday night. That'll produce some snow showers in the Mid-Atlantic region, perhaps even a period of steadier accumulating snow, especially from New York City north and east of there, late Saturday into early Sunday. That ushers in perhaps the coldest air of the season so far in the eastern U.S., all the way from Maine down to Florida. Sunday could be the coldest day of the season with dangerous wind chills. That bitter cold continues into the early part of next week, and then we start to deal with southern moisture, not a clipper system, but an area of moisture coming out of the south central U.S. right into that cold air mass by about Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. It looks like in the Tuesday to Wednesday of next week there could be some accumulating snow here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's start off by looking at the current U.S. surface map. Here is front number one. This is an Arctic blast right here, now into the middle part of the country. Very strong high pressure here in south central Canada, and that will follow right on its heels by late Thursday night into the day on Friday. We'll be experiencing a very cold air here, along with very low, below zero wind chill values. This frontal system can cause some snow shower activity tomorrow up and down the I-95 corridor anytime during the midday and afternoon hours. It's possible there could be some rain mixed in at the onset in and around the D.C. metro region, but for the most part it should turn into a snow shower activity, a type of afternoon into the early evening. Could even be a heavier burst of snow or two. In general, a coating to perhaps an inch or so associated with this first blast later tomorrow into early tomorrow night. Then right on its heels, another blast with a powerful clipper system arrives late Saturday. Let's now take a look at some computer forecast maps. Well, let's kind of walk through these next three events. Again, later tomorrow night is round one of an Arctic blast with a clipper system. Then late Saturday into early Sunday is round two with a clipper system and an Arctic blast. Perhaps the coldest air of the season so far arrives by Sunday. And then come Tuesday of next week, we'll be dealing with some southern moisture. We'll kind of look at the zero-Z GFS model run for all three of these upcoming events. This is the forecast map from all of these maps from tropicaltidbits.com for tomorrow morning. By this time, clipper system up over New England with a trailing Arctic front, and all the blue here represents some snow shower activity. Again, this is early in the day on Thursday. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. And here we see some patchy areas. There will be some scattered snow showers. Notice a tightening of the isobar pattern here. The winds will be increasing later tomorrow, and the winds will be howling tomorrow night and Friday, with temperatures diving down into single digits in many parts of the suburban areas of the big cities by early Friday morning, and the wind chills will be below zero. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours. This is the forecast map for tomorrow night. By this time, clipper starts to intensify off the coast for the most part. Snow showers by this time will have ended in the D.C. and Philly region, winding down in New York City, and just a screaming north wind here by tomorrow night, and a very, very cold air mass for late tomorrow night and Friday. Well, let's now jump ahead to Saturday evening. Again, another clipper system with a powerful associated cold front, Arctic front. This is the clipper. There's some reflection of a little bit of development near the east coast here. Once that clipper system reaches the warmer waters of the western Atlantic, still some very warm waters relative to normal sitting off the east coast here. Notice pretty a widespread area of snow here associated with this clipper system. This is Saturday evening. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. And notice here, this is by late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. This clipper starts to intensify rapidly, starts to set up a band of steadier snow here across the New York City, northern New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, perhaps even all the way down into southeastern Pennsylvania. There may very well turn out to be a period of steadier accumulating snow, especially in the New York City region late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. This definitely has a little bit more potential than the Thursday night Clipper system. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here we go. By Sunday morning, a pretty steady band here of accumulating snow. Very tight isobar pattern here. The pressure gradient very strong. Very strong winds, the coldest air of the season, all the way from Maine down to Florida. High temperatures on Sunday will definitely hold in the teens in many I-95 corridor locations, with dangerously low wind chill values, well below zero on Sunday. Again, some steady accumulating snow possible, especially across northern New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, New York City region early in the day on Sunday as that Clipper system intensifies rapidly off the northeast coastline. Well, finally, let's jump ahead to the third system here that we'll have to deal with over the next week or so. This is next Tuesday morning. Again, all of these from 0Z GFS model run. Looks like this is a different bird than the next couple. The next couple are Clipper type systems that can very well intensify rapidly once they reach the warmer waters off the Atlantic. This system will have some moisture coming out of the south, headed right into a cold air mass here. On Tuesday, very likely to be some snow breaking out. Accumulating snow is certainly possible anywhere up and down the I-95 corridor. There still are some questions as to the ultimate track of this storm, kind of bouncing back and forth with the models from an Ohio Valley type of storm, which would bring warmer air and a changeover in the Mid-Atlantic region, to perhaps holding to the south and east. It just remains to be determined here. We will have cold air in place. That tends to favor a southern track here. Let's jump ahead 6 hours into Tuesday afternoon. And here you start to see a mixture here from last night's 0Z GFS model run in the DC metro region. Storm still back here over the south central states here. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours. And here we go. By this time, still snow across the Pennsylvania area, but change over to rain as this storm starts to pull towards West Virginia. Another 6 hours. And here we go. This has a warmer solution where instead of taking the southern route, last night's GFS model run cuts it up across West Virginia. An unlikely scenario. Low pressure areas tend to favor either the Ohio Valley or the southern route. Not always, not too common for it to go right into this particular area. I would expect this storm track will become farther and farther to the south and east, even with this still mostly in the form of snow north of the Mason-Dixon line. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours here. Now we're looking at next Wednesday morning. Once this storm passes on by, cold air changes it back to snow in the DC metro region. So a lot going on over the next week or so. Still a lot of questions about the Tuesday, Wednesday threat. However, that has perhaps the most potential of all, as it has some southern moisture. But before we get to that point, we have two powerful Arctic fronts. One producing some snow shower activity midday and afternoon into the early evening on Thursday, then brutally cold Thursday night and Friday. The next one, a little bit more potential in terms of snowfall, with some snow late Saturday into early Sunday, perhaps even several inches of accumulation in the New York City metro region and points north and east. Very, very cold Saturday night and Sunday, perhaps the coldest air of the season so far, from Maine to Florida, with dangerous wind chills possible in the northeast U.S. And then we'll have to deal with southern moisture Tuesday into next Wednesday of next week. A lot going on over the next week or so. And that's it for now. Stay tuned to VencoreWeather.com for possible updates. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.